Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of Clockwork Planet episode 10. Now, it's gonna be pretty quick, I guess. Not a ton of notes on it. Um, I always think, what was this episode? Like, not in a negative way or anything, but what was this? Like, I went through a lot of thoughts after this one to see what I thought about it, and it's like, to a point it feels like the studio's throwing stuff out there and just seeing what works, seeing what sticks. And I'm like, maybe it's experimenting, sort of like Trigger really heavily experiments with what they put out, like Little Witch Academia and everything. But the difference is that Trigger is like super, super good, and that like risks they take really pay off because they're really unique and well executed. Whereas this sort of feels a little bit like they're just like, we'll just make a fun little show, whatever. And I don't really think that's bad. Like, a lot of people would look at the show if they watched it and thought pretty negative about it, but for me, I don't really think anything particularly negative about this show. It's just like, I think not every show has to be your masterpiece, has to be your passion that you put so much into. Sometimes you're like, let's just make a fun little show, and I feel like that's what the studio, it feels like that's what they're going for with this. They're not really making the super passionate, great thing. They're just like, let's make a fun show. So that's what I get out of it, at least. Which I think is why, like, at least the biggest thing for me watching something is if I get bored and I'm constantly checking, okay, what's the time at? How much is left in this episode? That's a horrible sign. Why would I be doing that? But when I'm watching this, I don't really do that. I just watch it. I enjoy it for what it is. And even if I come out of it and I'm thinking for a minute, I'm like, well, that wasn't really very good. But then I'm like, you know what? I actually, I didn't ever once think, okay, when's this going to be over? So I'm like, maybe it wasn't bad. It kept me entertained. It kept my attention on what was going on. So you know what? And I didn't feel like really bad about it. So I'm like, maybe it actually did quite well for itself here. So that's how this show makes me feel. It's just so weird. But let's talk about a little bit of the episode part by part. So running through it really quick, Ryuzu is up between episodes. Okay, Ryuzu's back now. Anchor is quite cute at the beginning. We actually have a new version of the opening, and they're rolling this out at episode 10. Well, it seems a little bit late, but either way, any little thing like that, it takes a little bit of extra effort, and it shows they're putting in extra effort. And it also, I don't know, it makes things seem refreshing. Makes you want to say, oh, I should watch the opening. It might be different. So, yeah, I unless something has a really bad opening or I'm marathoning it and have watched like 3 episodes in a row, I typically don't skip openings. But yeah, either way, just stuff like that is nice, just the little things. So then it's a big robot slaughter battle like pretty much every episode. I think we have a fight like this essentially every episode. They're putting Halter in an automaton body. We get super fixie baguette mode like last episode, and she even starts going super, super baguette mode, where she's like, I can see every Baguette, seriously, I can see everything. I can see all of the clocks. Yeah, super, super fixie baguette mode. Then a projectile fires at them that she says it's faster than the speed of sound, so the projectile will get there before Naoto can hear the projectile getting there, and yet she yells, Halter, something, something, and I'm like, wait, so if it's faster than sound, faster than Naoto could perceive hearing it, how does it take so much time to get to you that you still have time to shout a few words? Just little things like that, but I'm not going to be too nitpicky, because even in the best shows that happens. Even in the best shows, you see 2 guys in some kind of sword fight or something, or one of them is like punching the other, but like they can get out like 3 sentences of dialogue mid-punch, or somebody's falling and they can get out like 3 or 4 sentences as the person's falling. So yeah, time in, and it's not even just anime, it's just TV in general, time with stuff like that doesn't always make a ton of sense. So I guess I can't be too, like, that's just a nitpick, something I notice. It's not something I'm holding against it. Then after that, we have, of course, what's-his-face Halter is now in the robot body. Throughout all of that, I really liked the sexbot guy, the guy they put his brain into the sexbot. I thought that was actually, that he was pretty interesting there. So then we have Naoto is pulling the whole terrorist broadcast thing again. They've seized the Pillar of Heaven and the core towers, and they have this princess chick with them that calls for an evacuation, so I guess they just captured her off screen and all. We knew that was what they were planning to do, and of course she is Baguette's friend and all that. Apparently the government's planning to drop the tall wand, which I thought they had already tried that and it failed, but maybe I am incorrect. I am incorrect. They were actually shooting the missiles at it before and that failed. So yeah, they're planning to drop the tall wand. We get some backstory on Baguette that she graduated university in like a month, and she said it would have been a week if she wasn't goofing off with friends. And yeah, so pretty much they're left here. They need to destroy that weapon and heat up Akihabara to demagnetize it before the whole wand thingy drops and just destroys this whole section of the country. So yeah, overall, was the episode good? I don't know. I think you can maybe answer that for yourself. I certainly don't think it was bad. I certainly enjoyed watching it, but I can enjoy watching it and say, don't really think it was good. So that's where I was. I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure that if you're looking at the technicals of storytelling and animation and music and all, I don't quite think it was good, but I enjoyed it, so I'm a little bit torn in that aspect. The scene at the end with Naoto and Ryuzu, I didn't even include it in the rundown thing. Naoto and Ryuzu, to me, are still just a pain to watch. They are the only characters that, in the show, whenever we have stuff going on with Baguette and whatever, I'm like, I'm seeing a lot better this season. It's not amazing, but it's still fun to watch. But then when it's Naoto and Ryuzu, it's like, I really don't feel like watching these guys. Their characters are just not very fun at all to me. So that's what I get from this show. It's like the setting and some of the characters and all, and even Naoto and Ryuzu, the characters have a ton of potential. But is the potential being lived up to? Hell no. That's what I see in the show. It's good. It has a ton of potential to be great, but it doesn't live up to that potential to be great. And just in general, like I said, I didn't think it was a good episode. It wasn't a good episode. It wasn't a bad episode. It was the episode. Gonna give it five sort of makeshift weddings there at the end, actually. 5 out of 10. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Went a little bit longer than I thought it would, actually. So either way, if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more. Clockwork Planet and more. Actually, don't think we have much left of the show. It's been a pretty fun ride, though. Then follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to talk to you there, keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.